get started. So before we get into Figment, we're going to turn some of that work that we've been making in the last few weeks, and we're going to try and import that into Figment. So the first thing that we need to do, even though we're not going to upload or use anything on Sketchfab, we need to log into Sketchfab. Sketchfab.com, just log in. Has everyone made an account for Sketchfab and Figment and Giphy?
Yes.
You should have made an account for Giphy because we did it a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we just need Sketchfab and Figment, and we need to be logged into all those three. So Sketchfab is really cool. Just explain a little bit about Sketchfab. It's got like thousands and thousands and thousands of objects that are being created. The people upload, they make them on Blender or they LiDAR scan them in, and you can use your LiDAR scanner on your phone, on your iPhone, using Polycam or those kind of apps, and then you upload it to Sketchfab, and then Figment uses Sketchfab for the majority of their items that they import. So a lot of the scenes that have already been made in Figment come from Sketchfab, and it won't work properly in Figment if you're not logged in and if you don't have an account to Sketchfab. So if you're going to use Figment, you have to have an account. It is possible to use it without it, but it just won't work as well, and half of the scenes will be broken. So yeah, when we get up to putting our headsets on, I'll show you how to do that in the app. In Figment, you have to log in as well in from within the app. And then Giphy, you have to make sure that you're logged into Giphy and you got that open. And Figment, make sure that you logged in and you got that open as a tab. Sketchfab, it doesn't matter so much until we're actually in Figment. I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to show you. Wait, which screen? What can you guys see? Oh, yeah, cool. You can see the Giphy?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. So if you go to, last time we went to Giphy, we made a sticker. We made a GIF through, we made a GIF. This time we're going to upload the GIFs and the movies that we made. So I think, Annie, have you been to both? Have you been to all? Hey, Sam, how you doing?
I'm good. Sorry, I'm having some internet issues at the moment.
Yeah, no worries.
I wasn't live for the last one, but I've watched the recording and I've done the work.
Oh, okay, sick. Okay, yeah. So you should, if you've been to all three, then you should have all two. Sorry, you should have the GIF, the animated GIF, and the movie that we made,
like the flip book and the
yeah. Sick. So yeah, so then we go to Giphy, go to giphy.com and you choose file, press GIF. We're going to make a GIF. So we're going to turn the movie and the GIF's already GIF. We're going to upload it to Giphy. So then you choose it, choose your video. I'm just going to make it 3 seconds just because it's going to be quicker. Continue to upload. I'm going to set it to private. I pretty much always set it to private. Also, because a lot of the time I'm doing it for Twitch and I don't want people to steal my emotes and stuff. So I just stick it on private and then upload to Giphy. If it was on public, you can add tags and stuff like that. But if it's just on private, then what's the point of adding tags? It's just going to take more time. And then, okay, so it's done. This GIF is set to private and can only be seen by you. That's what we want. Then you press share, copy GIF link. And then,
Hey, Sean.
yeah, man.
I think I'm not finding the upload. That's the button we push. Okay, got it.
Upload. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Press upload and then go to your folder that has all the work in it, and upload your movies and the Giphy. And then you press copy GIF link once you've uploaded it.
Okay.
And then you go to figmin.com, and then you go to import web links. And then it says import web link content into Figmin XR, but you have to be logged into figmin.com into your account. And then you paste it in there. You have to name it. I'll just call it movie 1. And then create new import. So go ahead and do that to everything that you've got, the GIFs and the movies. Upload. Yeah, so the upload button's next to create. So I've got a couple of movies and that animated GIF that I'll upload. Oh, whoops. I accidentally hit public, but it doesn't matter. I've got the link. As long as you got the link. So the way that I'm showing you how to do it now is kind of like the end goal in mind is to kind of set up the clubhouse or your room or your space as a walk-in digital gallery for artwork that digital artwork that you've created. There's so many different use cases with Figmin. This is just one way that you can just go to town on, bringing stuff in from Sketchfab and making little scenes and things like that. But I just really wanted to show you this because I thought this has great amount of potential for our Clubhouse members. And you're also teaching them a whole bunch of other skills on the way. You're teaching them how to animate, you're teaching them how to make GIFs, you're teaching them how to do all that kind of stuff. So it's multi-tiered, multifaceted. How's everyone going? Is everyone got the hang of it?
Yeah, I'm just uploading my 4th thing now.
Sweet.
Yep, I got them all uploaded to Giphy, but I haven't done the Figmin step yet. I'm going to watch it.
I'm having trouble loading pages at the moment.
Oh, your internet's slow, hey?
Being a pain.
That's the thing with Figmin XR as well. It relies on internet. And some of the big scenes, like some of the really good scenes, require pretty good internet. because they've been LiDAR scanned and they're quite heavy models. Cool.
Sean, I didn't hit share and copy while I was uploading them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find those files. Wait, no, I'm in. Okay.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I think so. I got one of them at least.
My workflow is usually to do it each time I share it and then copy it and then put it in and then go. That's how I do it. But I think there is a way where you can find all the ones that you've made.
And then on Figmin from the front screen of the dashboard, where do we find that the button
you go to there's the dashboard, there's my published models, and there's import web links, and there's my web links. You go to import web links. That's the second one from the top, one in the middle.
I don't know if I'm in the right place. Would you mind sharing that from the main screen of the dashboard to find that?
Yeah. So it's this one, import web links.
And how do you get to this screen?
It just appears after you log in.
Yeah.
Let me see.
But when I log in, I put in my email, and then it sends a verification code to that email inbox. And then that dashboard shows up. I don't know if it's the same for you.
Yeah, that might be the case. You might have to verify it. It might be the first time you have to do it. You might have to verify it.
Actually, the second time. So
yeah.
Maybe it's just a two-factor authentication every time.
Oh, I think I figured out my problem. I'm in Figma.
I have had that problem before as well. Yeah. Figmin, FIGMIN.com.
Okay, I'm here now.
Well, mister, make sure you make all these accounts and you're logged in.
No, that was me hassling.
I made too many accounts.
that was me hassling because I know what it can be like. All right, I'm going to quickly just show. I made this little video like showcasing some stuff for Figmin, because there's a fair bit to it, and which is why I did that. Share screen. How do you share video again? You go advanced, isn't it? Advanced video.
So,
sorry. Got it. You guys got that?
yep.
Sweet as. This is some of the advanced features. Okay, so in Figmin, you can what's called meshes, where you can scan your room, and so the things inside the room, the holograms can bump into and stuff like that. So you have to do it in the settings. The it has the option to do it in the app, but it doesn't work in the app. So you got to do it in the settings of the Oculus, which is why I wanted to show you guys that, because it can be a little bit hard to find. Doesn't allow you to do it. So you go into settings. You go into physical space. You go into space setup. The way I'm doing it is with the Quest 3. The Quest 3 does it differently because it's got the new scanner in the front, which is the depth sensor, and it makes scanning rooms much more easy. You still can do this on the Quest 2, but you have to do it manually, and it's still be found in the space setup. So then you go up Figmin. So now here's Figmin. It's presented this menu here. Now, on the right is what I was talking about. So multiplayer is off at the moment. You can do it with multiplayer, which is heaps of fun. I think it's only just one at this stage. The room mapping is off. So if you click on room mapping, and then at the moment it's off, and it says mapping your room lets holograms bump into real world surfaces. So yeah, that's cool, right? So planes, this is your mapped room. That's the room that we just mapped a second ago. Mesh. This is the Batman. Look how this is what it looks like. Scanned. That was the LiDAR scanner, depth sensor scanner that we just did before. And I actually did see this in a Batman movie. It's very Batman styles. That's why I like mesh. So the Quest 3 does mesh. Quest 2 doesn't. You have to add in all the chairs and stuff manually in the settings of the actual Oculus, or how I showed you at the start. Turn it on, close it off. It's just running in the background. You can see room mapping is on now. That way, when you try and put holograms on a table, you know they're not going to fall through the table and stuff like that. So then when you go to, this is the menu panel where you access everything. First thing you want to do, and I had to do this a few times, so I recommend doing this every time, just to double check. Go to settings and then go to figmin.com. Go to account, sorry, not figmin.com, go to account and make sure that you're logged in. So go, and there's two here. So you go to Figmin, log in, put your email and your password in, and put your nickname, so when you're in multiplayer, they know who you are. And Sketchfab. You have to have a Sketchfab account for Figmin to work properly, and you have to make sure that you're logged in every time. Otherwise, majority, if not all, of the holograms are pulled from Sketchfab. A lot of them are. Some of them are pulled from Giphy, some of them are pulled from Reddit or YouTube, but most of them are pulled from Sketchfab. I'm not going to show you how to upload to Sketchfab and things like that, but I will show you how to do Giphy. But you have to make sure that you're logged into Figmin and Sketchfab every time. Then you're good to go. So there's a few other things here. When you go to figmin.com, this is where you get published, so other scenes from figmin.com. If we wanted to share scenes and codes, we go from there. And web links. Web links is where we get stuff from Giphy and things like that. I'll go more into that later, because we'll actually be using that to import our own work. We go to options. So options, you can toggle hand tracking on and off. Hand tracking does work and it's fun. But in this, I just like to do controllers for now. Metric or Imperial. I use metric, the camera, so you can play with lighting and stuff. I'll leave that off for now. And physics and scene colors. So that pretty much the main thing I use it for is hand tracking and the metric. Edit, this is important. If you were setting it up as a digital art gallery, for example, and you've done all the work prior to the art gallery and the people are coming in, you'd switch it over to play mode, simple to use, limited features. That would stop people interfering with your scene and stuff like that. It's just more of an experience, not a creator. If you're creating your scene or creating your piece, you have to stick it on edit. All features are available. locked items selectable. So that's edit. So scene. This is where you select your boundary, choose your lights, scene center. So the scene center is important. You can change the scene center. Make sure that the scene center is in your thing. My scene center is currently over there, but you can move it. This is where you save the scene. You can save it through there, and you can clear your scene through there too. So you go home, and then you can see this little palette here. You got create, learn. Create is where you can add text. And there's a lot of different things here that you can play with. Make it bigger and fatter. You move it around. 2 hands grip, 2 hands on the top trigger. Makes it bigger and smaller, and you can do all these funky stuff with it. Place it with the grip. Leave the shadow on the table.
Cool.
Okay. You got sketch scene. So this is where you got all the tilt brush kind of stuff, all the cool. You got stuff that can react to sound. All the different brushes. Yo, 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 yo. Allow. Yo, 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 yo. So you can accentuate things and do stuff like that. I'll let you guys play with that later. You don't this is not the crux of what I came to show you today. All this stuff can be explored. You can make object, new voxel. New voxel is creating a 3D object. You can paint. So this is useful for tracing. A real life object. A little bit like Sketchfab. So that you can, the cool thing about Figmin is that it's got a lot of different apps kind of thing blended into one. So that's just quickly how you can kind of and then you've got an object that you can play around with. Move. You've also got learn, which is the tutorials, which you feel free to go through at any time that you like. Your collection. These are your saved scenes and your saved samples. So I could save that chair in there. And discover. So these are scenes that have already been created by other people and uploaded. And you can make a scene and you can upload it as well. You can make it public or you can make it unlisted, private, and you can share the code with other people via text or email or whatever. It's got some really good examples in here. So this one's a really good example because it shows you the gravity shows you how the gravity function works on, and the physics function like that, like collision, works on the models. This is an immersive painting using all those brushes that I was showing you before. So this is like tilt brush style kind of a thing. So this one again shows you the gravity. It's a paddle and a ball, and you can also feel it vibrate on the controller. So you can add those kind of settings. And it's got gravity on the ball. And you can do all this with the Sketchfab things. You can just import them, add a couple of have a couple of settings, gravity and things like that. And that's a voxel. They call it voxels. And the ball, see how it's all bumpy? And the chair was kind of bumpy when I did that's what they call, Figmin calls the voxel. This one's my favorite. This is the one that keeps getting edited and worked on. People keep making it better over time. It's like a party in your clubhouse. So this is the Egypt one in the scene, and this is where I think for educational purposes, Figmin really comes into its own. So this has been made by, this is a LiDAR scanned cat. So you can LiDAR scan on your objects on your iPhone using, whatever the Polycam and other apps, and then you can upload them to Sketchfab. So there's a lot of LiDAR scan stuff in Sketchfab you can access, or you can scan it yourself and have different elements in play. I think a lot of this is, they've made this up through many different elements. You can move certain elements around. I think a lot of them have been LiDAR scanned. So you can create or have a museum in your classroom or in your clubhouse. You can go to a museum, you can LiDAR scan objects, you can bring them back in, or you can import them from Sketchfab on a scene. So these people have chosen Egypt as a theme, and they've created the tomb. They've used music from YouTube, and they've just placed it. You can place it wherever you want. And it looks like a LiDAR scanned room, and they've also used other elements to fill it out. So they're real life objects, and you can just, you can really study, you can have a look. So it'd be great for a classroom activity, for showing your students what these objects look like in real life. So then you go in here, this is a skybox that they've 360 video skybox cam thing that you can also add as another element, and then you can fill it with other elements. So that's what these guys have done. They've filled their skybox with elements to make another little scene within a scene. There's a lot of potential with the clubhouse. Oh. Yeah. I love that Egypt one. That Egypt one's so sick. So, yeah, that one's been done really well, but that's kind of, and it's cool when you're in there too, because when you turn around, you can see the clubhouse, But once you're in there, you can't see any of the clubhouse anymore. It's a really good example of mixed reality. Using different elements. So they use LiDAR scanned objects. They use objects from Sketchfab, some CGI stuff, and some from YouTube. So it's total mixed reality. I think it's got a lot of potential for the clubhouse because I showed my members that scene and they really enjoyed that, and they got really excited when I told them that it's a real life sarcophagus with real life hieroglyphs on it. And just to be able to get really close and look at the hieroglyphs, and like I can imagine like actual archaeologists could use that instead of having to fly all the way over to Egypt. You get someone with an iPhone to scan your sarcophagus and upload it. And then you're in Australia and you're an archaeologist and you stick on your headset and you can study it for as long as you like in your own lounge room. It's got a lot of those kind of capabilities as well. I actually think it's kind of endless. Like you just have to think about it for 10 minutes and you'll come up with another way of how you think you can use Figmin. Matt and I were kind of thinking and brainstorming on Annie's idea about the maze, and like you could bring the maze you upload it to Sketchfab and then bring it into Figmin, and then you can have like a maze in your clubhouse, and then you could line the maze walls with the AI image generated movies that we've made.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And totally doable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems really complicated, but it's actually not once you know how to do it, like most things. But yeah. So yeah. What did you guys think of that? Any ideas, any thoughts about that? Already running out of time.
And if you could click the multiplayer, we could potentially all be in that scene together.
Yeah, I think there's only one other person. I think it's multiplayer, but I think it's only for two people. And the trick with that is you have to make sure that the scene centers. I think you have to be in the same room.
Okay.
And you have to line up your scene centers. I think I haven't actually tried it remotely, but definitely that's something I can look. I've tried it locally, like in the same room. I haven't tried it remotely, so I'm not actually sure if you can do it remotely.
Can you do it with the same account, or do they have to be on different accounts?
They have to be on different accounts, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to do? Do you want to try it? Do you guys want to who's got their headsets with Figmin on them? Has anyone?
Yeah, I brought mine home.
Yeah.
I did.
Do you have
Cool.
like how we import our stuff from that we just uploaded to Figmin into this scene where we would find that stuff?
Yeah, so that's kind of where I was at with what I wanted to show you.
Okay.
So I can stick on my headset and share my screen and show you how to do that. And I did have it all ready to roll, but then now it's just going. I was Skyping to Matt saying, "Oh, it's staying on," and now it's just switched off. So might take me a second to get it back to where I was.
Sure.
Just give us a sec. Oh, wait. Yeah, cool. I just got to get it streaming again.
While Sean's doing that, Matt, I had a question. With Teen Summit, I reached out to a place to do a Unity workshop, and in my budget I had reserved like $500 for that, and they said they'll actually do it for free. And then which is great. And then in our team meeting today, I was telling them about how our like VR, we'd have to send it to you guys, and it like would just be more economical to buy another one. And so my boss Regan was wondering if we are allowed to use the like some of the Teen Summit money to buy another VR headset, if that's within the guidelines or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
We might do that. We might get a Oculus 3.
Ooh, there you go. That's a cool solution to that headset issue.
Yeah. Well, this workshop's going to be free, so we'll have that chunk
nice.
there. And we're going to be doing quite a bit in VR for the 14 Summit, so that'll help.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. That's actually little exciting moments where when it works out that it actually gets to be like a permanent upgrade.
Yeah.
This process. Yeah, nice.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Can you see the Oculus now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. All right. So when you go into Figmin.com, there's that menu there that I showed in the video, and you go to home. So there's the scene bits and the settings. Click on home, which is on the bottom.
Wait, are you saying to do that on the web browser, Sean, or
settings? So no, so on the web browser you would have imported, you would have uploaded it to Figmin.com, and then in the headset, so you go to settings down the bottom. There's on the bottom menu, there's home, scene, and then settings. You click on settings, and then there's when you click on settings, there's this menu here down the bottom that has Figmin.com. So that's the first thing that you have to do. You click on Figmin.com every time you start it up. Go to settings, go to Figmin.com, log in. Sorry, go to account, then log into Figmin at the top, and then log into Sketchfab. That's in account. That's in the settings tab. I've already logged in to mine. I had to log in like 3 or 4 times before it remembered. So I just check every time now, but now that I've done it 3 or 4 times, for some reason now it's remembered. So I don't know why it does that, but I still have the habit now of just always going to settings as soon as I boot up Figmin, then going to account and making sure that I'm logged in, because to have it working properly, you have to have Figmin logged in and Sketchfab logged in. And then once you've done that in the app, you then go to Figmin.com. And that's where you find our work that we've uploaded. Up in these tabs here, you've got the published. So that's like a scene that I've published live to Figmin.com. But what we want is the one on the right there that says web links. And that is where all of your work will show up from Giphy. So then you just click on one that you want and then drag it in to your space. That's one of my little movies, the Batman one. So I'm thinking this would be really good for showcasing our young people's work. In our clubhouses, we can set it up like a digital art gallery. That's one application that I'm thinking could be really good for us. Yeah, so just go through and do that. One thing too that I wanted to show you guys is that when you click it, hold it with the top trigger, this one, that's how you move it around. And then if you have 2, that's how you, and then stretch them out, that's how you make them bigger or smaller. But if you hold it there and then you click in the right the right, what do you call that thing? The mover. What do you call that thing? The joystick. click in the joystick like it's a button, and then that'll bring up like a secret menu there, and that's where you'll find edit motion. That's where I edited the butterfly to fly around the space and stuff, and that's also where you edit the physics on the individual GIF. So if I wanted it to fall over and, you know, to have weight and stuff like that, you'd go to edit physics. But in this tutorial, I just want to focus on edit motion. Edit physics is a whole nother workshop, but you guys feel free to play with that. But that's where you can do things like the bat and the ball, and, you know, the two planets hovering around each other and stuff like that. The edit motion, that's where you click on it, and then it says record, grab the object to record motion. And so this is super simple. This is what I love about Figmin so much, because you can just make animation. And with the butterfly, I actually physically walked around the clubhouse and went down and under things. But for now, I'm just going to just make the prawn, because I'm limited space on my desk. So I'll just kind of go back and forward and then press done. And then now he'll make a little track, see? So like making little animation, like little scenes, you know, like, and then I can bring other ones in if I wanted to, using the Sketchfab stuff. You know, I could bring in a little beach, you know, a LiDAR scan beach, and I could have a little stage, the people playing decks and stuff like that. I can make a little diorama on my desk, which is heaps of fun. You can make little dioramas, or you can like fill the whole room and completely I could transform my whole room by importing LiDAR scan objects like jungle, like trees and stuff. I could turn my whole basement into a jungle if I wanted, or a beach, or anything, literally anything. But today I just wanted to focus on how to import and work with the work that we've created ourselves. But by all means, now that you got the app, go ahead and explore and explore combining the two, like combining your own work with the Sketchfab stuff as well. That can be really exciting. So do people want to have a crack at that? What time we got?
We got 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah. So if I say that's probably enough time if you guys want to. For those people who wanted to have a go, have a crack at it. And then I'm right here if you have any questions. So who wants to have a go? I saw someone with a, yeah?
Yeah, I've got my stuff.
Yeah, cool. Give it a crack.
Oh, it's like this moment when we're all like looking at each other in the screen.
Yeah.
Microwaves on our heads.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep bringing my stuff in too. And if you can, if it's appropriate to do some animation, give that a go too, because that's fun and a little bit technical too.
So is it with the first click on this screen is create? Oh no, home, create.
Home, yeah. So the first thing you do is go to settings.
Got it.
And then in settings, go figmin.com. Oh, go to account, sorry, and make sure that you're logged in to Figmin, which is in the top left tab, and Sketchfab. But you don't have to worry about Sketchfab right now, because we won't have time to explore Sketchfab stuff. But I'm just saying that, like, when you do get the chance to play with, you know, with all the scenes and stuff like that, then you're going to have to log into Sketchfab. Like that Egyptian scene, that's all Sketchfab stuff, for example.
So do I want to use room mapping?
In the future, yes.
Okay.
Right now, don't worry about it.
All right. Okay, settings, account.
Room mapping is really helpful for when like you're walking around the space and you're like making a big scene, and you're you know, like those planets, for example, should have been bouncing off the walls and things like that. But for this little tutorial, we won't need it today, so don't worry about it right now.
I need to connect to my home internet. I don't know if I know the password.
Whoops.
Let's see. Okay.
And also when you're in that settings tab, just go down to the edit mode and make sure you're on edit, not play.
Okay. I do know my password, so I'm in.
Because if you're on the play, then you won't be able to manipulate your objects as much or at all in some circumstances.
Ooh.
So can everyone find their work in the web links? Has everyone gotten that far?
I have, yep.
Yeah, great.
It's still saying that I don't have internet, which is odd. Options. Nope.
We don't necessarily need Sketchfab at this moment right now, right?
Yeah, we don't need Sketchfab right now. It's don't bother about logging into Sketchfab right now. It's just going to waste time. But make sure that you are in Figmin.com, that you have logged into Figmin, because that's how you access your work.
There it is.
I found it at the start when I started learning this app. I found it confusing because if you press home, that's where like all the GIFs that are public and the Sketchfab and the YouTube videos and Reddit it's all in there. But if you want to access your own work, you got to access it in settings, which I found to be kind of counterintuitive and bizarre. But that's just the way that it works for some reason.
I think I might have like I'm seeing my left controller, but it's not responding. I think I remember it was low on battery.
Well, it sounds like it's low on battery, yeah.
Sizing. It's pointing, but it's not resizing it, but it's probably just busy.
Yeah, I'm in. I've imported
Nice.
my stuff.
Awesome.
A little cheese twisty jumping on my coffee table.
How cool is it? Hey, I like that giggle. That's like, yeah, when you first see it, it is pretty special, I reckon.
Yeah.
So if you grab that there, Annie, and then click it, grab it with your left gripper, and then click the right joystick button down like a button, that'll access that edit motion function. And then you click on edit motion, and then you just grab it and move it around your table, and then you will have a moving little pretzel, whatever it was.
Gotcha. I didn't switch to edit mode, but I'm doing that now. Okay, Here we go.
Yeah, you got to go to edit mode.
I have a jumping giraffe at the moment.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. You can play on making it bigger and smaller as well, like grabbing it with the two, grab your little giraffe with the two top grippers, and yeah, just playing around with size. Just the basic controls.
Do you know what the box collider is under the physics editor?
Yeah, that's for like the those worlds bumping into each other. So if you were to bring in like a bat from Sketchfab, like a baseball bat and a ball, and you put the box collider on both, and then they bump off each other.
Okay, cool.
So those kind of things, the box colliders and the gravity and the things like that, we're not going to dive into today. That's kind of for the advanced workshop. This is more about the just the simple kind of stuff, getting to know the basic controls, how to move things around, and how to record a little bit of animation. That's nice and simple.
And it looks like when you were recording the animation, it like has like it like highlights green when you found the loop point, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And you can, that makes a smooth loop.
Yep, and you can play around with the settings with ping pong and reverse and things like that. It's got a couple of little settings in there that you can tweak as well.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so the other thing, so we just focused on Giphy today, but Sketchfab, you can do things like I mentioned earlier, like Tinkercad objects and Blender objects and LiDAR scanned objects off your iPhone. You could upload to Sketchfab, and you can bring them in. You can also bring them in the same way that we did it with Giphy. So you get the link and you share them through figmin.com. And then that way you can, like if you go to a museum or a park, you can LiDAR scan some objects, and then you can go and on your iPhone, and then you can bring them in your Clubhouse, you can bring those objects into the Clubhouse, for example.
Hell yeah.
So it's really unlimited with what you can do with this app. It's literally just about as far as your imagination wants to go. And the cool thing about it too is that it keeps getting updated, and it feels like it's at the beginning of its kind of, there's a lot more potential that the developers can add to this, and they are adding and updating all the time. Super creative app. It's got so much potential for education. I'm a total fan of it.
It lets you put in the animated clip that we made in an actual picture frame on the wall.
Yeah, it's fun. I did that with the Clubhouse. I made those little videos on all the Clubhouse monitors. So it looked like the monitors were on, but they weren't on. They were off. Yeah, so you can do things like that. And like you could do that to your house. You could like turn your house into, an arcade, bring in the arcade cabinets or like Star Wars. You could. I brought in Darth Vader and made him life-size into my lounge room, which kind of freaks me out a little bit, having standing eye to eye with Darth Vader in my lounge room. Bit freaky.
Whoa.
But yeah.
I'm trying to take a photo with the saving the scene. I don't know if there's a way for me to like.
The way I do it is to press the flat button on my right controller. Sorry, left controller. And go into the Oculus menu, into the camera, and then press take photo record. It won't actually let me right now because I'm casting, but that's how I do it. That's how I take a photo. But in order to do that, you have to have your boundary on. I like to not have my boundary on.
I have a stationary boundary.
Yeah, that should be okay for now. It should let you. But I usually use the developer settings to turn the boundary off because the boundary annoys me. But the Oculus won't record the pass-through if you've got the boundary turned off. Just heads up.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to record my scene also. Mine worked. I couldn't link my Sketchfab to that account though, so I got to go and see stuff that I think I'm logged into Sketchfab with Google with all my Google stuff. So because that's probably just a quick tweak.
Yeah. For right now, for tonight, what we're doing, it doesn't really matter. But when when you're exploring in your own time, you definitely want to sort that out, because when you go to the scenes and explore other people's scenes, you'll need Sketchfab to work for you. Yeah. Yeah. So for tonight, because we weren't using Sketchfab, we were only using Giphy. We didn't need it so much, but I just wanted to point that out and make it really clear that that when you're exploring the app further, you'll need to have Sketchfab account working.
And did you say that we should have pass-through on or off?
You have to have pass-through on because it's a pass-through app.
Okay.
But what I was saying was, if you want to take a photo of it or record it through the Oculus settings, Oculus Meta forces you to have a boundary in order for the pass-through to be recorded. If you don't have the boundary on, because I turn my boundary off a lot of the time through the developer settings, it'll just be black. Like I won't actually see my surroundings when I'm trying to record it.
Yes.
Yeah, because my view is like pass-through mode, but I'm just creating a room scale boundary.
Yeah. Yep. Good idea to make a room scale.
How do you do a recording? I've got an Oculus too.
How do you do a what, Sam? You broke up there.
Sorry. How do you do a recording?
You press I think it's the left flat button on the controller, and then it'll bring up the Oculus menu, and then you press the camera, the little pink camera down in the bottom, and then it'll bring up another menu there, and then you choose either photo or video or casting. That's how I casted my thing.
Okay.
And then you just choose video if you want to record it using video, and then another trick is that once you've recorded your video on your headset, then use the browser in your Oculus Quest to access Google Drive and upload your video to Google Drive, because the Oculus sharing software is rubbish and doesn't work very well at all. It's rubbish. They need to fix it. So I just use a workaround. I mean, I do heaps of video recordings because I have a YouTube channel and on Twitch and stuff. So I just use Google Drive directly from within the headset. Upload all my work that I want to share or edit to Google Drive, and then on the computer I download it from Google Drive and edit it. And when you press record movie, it'll come up with a little toggle that says, do you want to record your mic? You have to toggle. If you toggle that on, yes, you do want to record your mic. Then whenever you talk, it'll record your voice, and it's actually really good quality. I'm really super impressed with the inbuilt microphone. Feel like I have no need to use an external microphone. Some YouTube people do, but I think it's total quality. I think it's fine, especially the Quest 3.
It's been a really great series, Sean. I've learned so many different things.
Thanks, Annie.
Thank you.
No worries. Yeah, I wanted to make it multi-tiered. So yeah, just to recap, we learned how to make GIFs, and we learned how to make stickers through AI Gen. We learned how to make movies through AI movie creators. And then we learned how to use Figmin, or just cracked open the lid a little bit. It is a deep rabbit hole, that one. I could do another 3 workshops on that. But I'll let you guys have a play, and I'm really excited to see now that you're all on the Figmin train, I hope, to see what we come up with. And I think it'd be a great collaborative tool. That's why I'm so excited to share it, so we're on the same page, because you know, we can share Sketchfab, you know, things with you, Annie, or you from Matt, and we can be making scenes together, even though we're from all over the world. So we can make scenes together and collaborate. And then when we share them, like I said, when you share them in Figmin, if you make it unlisted, then randoms can't mess with your stuff. So you make it unlisted and then you just share it like through email or whatever, through Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or whatever you want to use, and then get that code and you can work on it collaboratively remotely, which would be cool.
So if you shared it with one of us and then one of us moved things around, what is it? Does whatever we do affect it, or do we save it, or to make it? How does that work?
Yeah, you'd save it, and then it's not until you'd publish it again, and then share that. I'm assuming, and I think you'd have to publish it, then share it, the code again, and then once we get that code off, you would be able to see what you've done. Otherwise, it'll just be you. Yeah, local.
Maybe that's the next attempt.
Yeah, I reckon that idea of like that maze thing could be a cool thing to work on together, like that thing that Annie was making. But yeah, we could have a go at doing that in Figmin. And I like the idea of like bringing the AI generated artwork and lining the walls of the maze with it. That'd be cool. So when you're walking through the maze, you can see all the different things.
I like the idea of the diorama too. That was a cool idea, like collaborative diorama. So
yeah,
personalized dioramas. You know, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a diorama on the green table in the clubhouse once, and I started off with that little green, that little prawn GIF, and then I made a little beach for him and brought in a LiDAR scan island, and then made a little stage and brought in little speakers and had a little DJ and had people dancing to it. But it was like, it was only small. It was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
If you're able to go, you should submit some of this as a session at conference.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool.
And also reach the XR category reach. Like think about all the different things you can make in here artistic that could be exhibited like that.
I was just about to say, one of my young people has made this amazing thing. I've actually had a major breakthrough because he's been coming, one of my regulars for the last couple of years, absolutely loves the clubhouse, but hasn't been able to get creative with much. Hasn't found the thing to really sink his teeth into until Figmin. And now he's made this amazing scene where he's filled our big room full of like, he's made this amazing scene where he's brought in this like rice, LiDAR scanned rice paddies, and made this like army scene with his Black Hawk helicopters, like a whole thing of them, like and heaps of airplanes and tanks, and he's animated them all, and it's incredible.
Wow.
And he's been working on it for weeks. I'm definitely going to submit it to Reach. It's really cool.
Wow.
It's a good news story because I finally found something that he's into, and now that's all he wants to do, and he's actually doing some really cool stuff with it as well. So,
oh, good for you, Sean. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's been awesome, and I just can't say it enough. It's just got so much potential for the clubhouse and for the clubhouse network and for our members. That's why I've just been so stoked and really honored and grateful to be able to share this with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come up with something good in there, Vianney?
It's a great application. One thing I've been struggling with my clubhouse, especially with the VRs and using them, is actually finding like a good application to use and basically be productive with it. Figmin seems like something that can be really like explored a lot, and you can do like a lot with it. So far, we've just been doing Gravity Sketch, and the kids are loving it, but they want to explore more. So getting an application that can do so many things, like having like physics and all these XR experiences is really an exciting thing. So I'm really excited to introduce it to the kids and also for myself to use it and just explore even more with it. I tried uploading some things from my Sketchfab account, but I'm seeing something like it says the models are not supported. So I would like to find out what type of models are supported. Do they have to be specific FBX or
there's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of different types. I've had that issue before too, and I haven't gotten to the bottom of it. I have one little theory that I need to experiment with to prove it, that maybe there's too many polygon count. Maybe you have to work out if it's, too high a polygon count or not. You might have to decrease the polygon count, but I don't know yet. But that's just something I need to get to the bottom of. But I have been having that issue myself. I'd like to know why it does that. But I have a feeling it might have something to do with the polygon count.
Awesome. I'll try and upload some low poly models and see how it goes.
Try that. Yeah.
Okay.
And
thank you very much for the reactions.
No worries.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure OBJs and STL files will work. But Sketchfab should tell you. I think it tells you on that on the first web page when you type in sketchfab.com. I think it tells you the file types that are supported.
The other thing, Rihanna, you may want to try is Meshy, MESHY. If that's a generative AI 3D model that you can prompt and tell something to, and then I want to say you should be able to bring that model into Sketchfab, right? Theory. And then once it's in theory,
funny thing I've been messing around with. You can.
Okay, good.
Yeah, nice.
I've generated a couple of models. It's quite a fun platform to use. You can generate some really cute models that you can use. So I have tried that Meshy. It's nice.
Good.
Nice. And then and we'll keep the thread open with everybody on it, but everybody's on the email thread that we've been sending the updates to. And so I guess we could use it to like share some of the projects too, and then maybe follow back up if we come up with something cool. Or
I just put that link in the chat. That's the video that I showed you guys about the mesh and doing the. If you want to review that, it's just on my YouTube channel. But there's also the direct link there in the chat for you guys.
Okay, nice.
Great.
Thanks everyone. We 15 minutes over time, so
it's worth it.
Worth it.
Yeah,
thanks.
really.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for the support, Jeff and Matt, for getting up in an ungodly hour.
Yeah, good work, man. Yeah, incredible.
Thanks.